Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Konstantinos Kitrou, and now we're moving on to our lesson 6 in Microsoft Excel for beginners. We have done in lesson 5 the first part in cell formatting. Now we will move on to the second part. As we have already mentioned about the alignment of the content inside the cells, we said something very important, that every cell in Microsoft Excel does not have only horizontal selection, where for example you select cell B3 and you can align right, center, left, center and right. This is the horizontal selection, but the fact that a line can have height as well, not only width, that means that there is also a vertical alignment. For example, cell B2, which is higher, its height is bigger than cell B3, you can change the vertical alignment up, center, down. So if you want to align a content right in the center of a cell, then you have to both click center vertical, center horizontal. Now, what happens if I want to center a content in across a selection of cells? For example, the employees of the company seems to be like a title of that spreadsheet, of that table, let's say. So I want to align this content, employees of the company, in the center of the selected field between A1 and F1. So if I select this area A1 to F1 and if I click on the center button in the horizontal selection, or if I right click format cells, alignment, horizontal center, and I click OK, we can see that nothing actually happens. And let me explain that why this is happening. The content remains in A1, so doesn't mean the fact that we have selected A1 to F1 doesn't mean that if we click on center horizontal, Excel will understand that we want to center the content between A1 and F1 cells. The content was in A1, so still is still aligned in the center of A1 cell. So if I want to center it in this selected area, then I right click, I click on format cells, and there which says text alignment horizontal in the alignment tag, we click center across selection. So now if I click OK, there it is. There is something very important now that needs to be told. It seems now that employees of the company, this content is between cells C1 and D1, which is actually in the middle of the previously selected area A1 to F1. But look now, if I click on C1, there is nothing inside the formula bar. I remind you, the formula bar usually shows the content of a selected cell. So there is nothing in it, and let me prove that nothing happens when I click the delete button. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm pressing the delete button, nothing happens. Both D1, and I select both C1 and D1 and I click delete, again nothing happens. So what's going on here? Well, the reality is that employees of the company remains in cell A1. Let me check. I click on A1 and there it is, employees of the company. So if I select just A1 cell and I press the delete button, then the content is being removed. I will undo this action. Seems a bit crazy, but you must always keep in mind that in Microsoft Excel sometimes things are not exactly as it is shown to be. So now, if for example I click on A1 and I click bold, then the align text becomes bold. So I do not have to do this to enter a bold format. Now, there is another option, because depending on the fact that employees of the company are between A1 and F1 cells, well, that fact actually doesn't mean that the other cells, B1, C1, D1, E1, F1, blah blah, do not remain as independent cells. They remain independent cells. So I can still type something inside F1, blah blah blah, and press enter. Okay, well, I will actually don't. I won't actually do that because it's not very nice. So now let me show you another option. I will undo all those actions. I will until employees of the company goes back to A1 as it was, and now I will select again A1 F1, right click, format cells, and center across selection like previously, but now I will, as well as this, I will click merge cells, and now I click OK. So now the result seems to be the same, but what has actually happened is that now this area reacts like being one and only cell. Actually, that's what it is, because all that area now is cell A1 and nothing else. So we have merged the cells now, so there is no B1, C1, D1, E1 or F1 cells. They all react as one united cell, merged cell. You can have an alternative way to do that. Instead of right-clicking format cells, you can select the area you want, and while you are in home from the menu, there is a button there which says merge and center. So if you click on it, there it is, the result. I put more formats now to make it prettier, more attractive. Okay, so this is one important thing about the alignment. As well as this, inside cell F2, for example, we have typed date started. So let's say that I type more content, for example, the date, the employee has started. So now the content is too big for the width of cell F2, and okay, as we have seen in the previous lessons, I can adjust the width of column F and everything will be fine. But let's say that I want this content to be all of it inside F2 cell without having to adjust columns width. In that case, we have the option to wrap the text. There are two ways to wrap your text inside a cell. First of all, you can right click on the cell you want to do that and click format cells. So there is the option there, tag alignment, wrap text. We click on it, okay, there it is. Very nice. Or there is right above the merge and center we saw previously, there it is, wrap text, and there is the result. Another very nice tool just to make your spreadsheet more attractive in the alignment tag is the rotation. For example, let's say that I want to rotate those titles of the fields, B2 up to F2 area of cells. I right click on them, format cells, alignment tag, and now there it is, orientation. So you can by clicking with your mouse you can move this pointer, or alternatively you can directly type the number of degrees you want to rotate. If it is if the rotation is upwards, then the number is positive. If it is downwards, then it is negative. So let's say that I select -45. Okay, well, because the text is wrapped there, it's not very nice. Let's say I wanted to show you that because it's not always wise to rotate the text, so I will just do it for the area B2 to E2. So format cells, -45, and there's the result. I will increase the height of a line to a bit, and there it is. So I will save my workbook as lesson 6 now. Very nice. So that was our lesson 6. That was the second part in cells formatting. We have seen many things in content alignment. Stay tuned, because very soon we will move on to our lesson 7, and we will see more about cells formatting. We will use borders. We will fill the cells with color. So don't miss out, stay tuned, and we will move on to our lesson 7 in a few days. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.